ये बताएं that how was it working with Vikrant?
You know, a lot of people ask me that were you intimidated because Vikrant is such a phenomenal actor, right? It's been incredible working with him.
Failures and rejections are just part of the journey.
When I came to Bombay to become an actor, internally I just knew I will die in Bombay unless I make it as an actor. I will keep trying.
By the way, do you also know that you have also been tagged as the national crush? I'm sure you know it. कैसा लग रहा है? बताइए, एकदम humbly बताइए कैसा लग रहा है?
The national crush, I mean, I see all that and it really makes me very, very happy that they're loving me and the film so much. And the character Shraddha, they keep tagging me in things like, Shraddha is not a green flag, she's a green forest. Ek Shraddha mujhe bhi chahiye and all that.
Please sing 2 lines of Bolo Na.
हाँ सुन लो देना देऊं. Thank you. Hi, I'm Medha Shankr and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
वेलकम टू बॉलीवुड हंगामा गाइज. माई नेम इज उर्मिन. 2023 की सबसे चहीती फिल्म 12th फेल की आज हमारे साथ है श्रद्धा, यानी कि द वुमन हु हैज वन आवर हार्ट्स. इन्होंने मतलब पास कर दिया है ऑफ ऑल पॉसिबल वेज टू जस्ट गेट राइट इन हियर. मेधा शंकर, हाउ आर यू डूइंग?
I'm very well. Thank you, Urmin. Thank you for having me.
आई एम सो हैप्पी टू सी यू, टू हैव दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन विद यू, क्योंकि मैं भी उन्हीं में से हूँ जो मानते हैं दैट 12th फेल is a film that is going to go down in the history of movies that one should watch to study cinema.
How lovely.
My first question to you is कि ये film कैसे मिली आपको? How were you approached for the role of Shraddha Joshi?
Like usually what happens is you get a call from the casting agency. That's how it happened. I got a call from a casting agency. I auditioned with them. And after a week, they called me saying Vidhu Vinod Chopra sir wants to screen test you personally. And then I met Vidhu sir, Vikrant and the entire team for the first time. This date was 9th of February, which happens to be like a very special date to me now. And I screen tested with them. There were 2 long scenes that we did.
Okay.
And that time I also knew that just like the same day somebody else is auditioning for the same part. So I knew that many people were being auditioned for this part. And I gave the audition and it went really well. And with Vidhu sir, the thing is, he's very transparent as a person, you know. I think he doesn't even, he's not even trying to hide his excitement or his, when he's upset. So I could tell that Vidhu sir was happy with my performance. So I had a sense of confidence that, you know, this seems like I've done a good job. So I came back home and at the screen test only sir told me that we'll do a photo shoot with you and this was great. And we'll do more screen tests with you. So I was like, yeah, yes sir, whatever it takes. Because I knew sir is not easy to impress, so it might take like many screen tests for me to get through this. And then I went back home and then after a month or 2 months, I auditioned again. Another screen test, another scene, and then they told me that this part is mine. And all that time, many auditions were being taken.
Okay.
I was very aware of that also.
Oh.
Yeah, but sir was very certain. I mean, he had already told me that you're the front runner. Don't do any ads right now. Don't do, you know, all of that. But then after, I think it took 3 to 4 months for them to lock me.
आपने कहा कि ऑडिशन जब आपने दिया तो इट वेंट रियली वेल. क्या ये एहसास हमेशा होता है whenever you're in for an audition? Has there ever been a time where you've really given a good audition but somehow you realize that नहीं मिला वो part?
Yeah.
How
Yes.
do you deal with such things?
So I personally feel as an actor, when I've done a really good job at an audition, I can tell.
Okay.
I know that I've killed it. And also you can see it on other people's faces. No matter how much they're trying to hide, you can read it. Especially with Vidhu sir, I could just tell. Because this childlike happiness on his face, you can tell. Okay, something I've done right. So that day also, I just sort of felt that because one very important reason was that I had improvised a lot that day. I had done a lot of improvisation in one scene and it's always a risk to do that. Either it can pull you down or it can fly through the roof. And so I was very happy with my improvisation. So much so that it was part of the script later, you know. So all those things gave me a lot of confidence. That's the reason why I felt like, you know, there's a big chance I'm going to get this. And also, sir was very vocal about it. Sir said, you're the front runner, you're the front runner. We are testing other people, but you're the front runner. I was like, okay, sir. I mean, I don't know how many people you want to test, but okay. So yeah, for some reason, I could just tell that this, for some strange divine reason, I just knew this was meant for me.
Oh, we're so happy to know that because it truly was. While watching the film, जिस तरीके से आपने साथ निभाया है, आपकी जो जर्नी रही है, आई एम श्योर दैट क्योंकि दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन अ रियल लाइफ पर्सन, यू नो, सो आई एम श्योर दैट आपके लिए भी रिसर्च बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहा होगा. सो व्हाट वेंट थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ रिसर्चिंग फॉर श्रद्धा?
Initially, from the very beginning, sir was very clear that this is, you don't have to imitate Shraddha ma'am. You have to take inspiration from her character, but you have to build your own character. So, for my prep, I met Shraddha ma'am many, many times. I would take notes. The first time I met her and Manoj sir, I took a notebook, and for 6 hours we were talking. And I asked her everything about her life because I wanted to know who is Shraddha ma'am beyond the script that I've read, beyond the book that I've read, and beyond what Vidhu sir has told me. So I noted down a lot of things that she told me. And for some very strange, surreal reason, every time Shraddha ma'am and I would talk, we would have the same worldviews. And even today we talk and laugh about it, that, you know, this really was like a, you know, thing planned, you know, in a divine manner, because we're very similar people when it comes to, you know, internally, हमारी सोच बहुत similar है. तो बहुत उस तरह से मैंने preparation मैम के साथ उनको समझ के किया. उसके बाद I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos of these Drishti students, all these interviews, to understand the kind of pressure that these kids go through. So all of that happened, and of course there were so many workshops that we did with Sir and Vikrant and all of that. And yeah, there was a lot of, so what the character that you see Shraddha in the film, there's a lot of Medha in it. Yeah, because Sir was very clear that you don't have to imitate, you have to get inspired by the character and make your own. So there's a lot of Shraddha ma'am, there's a lot of Medha, there's a lot of Vidhu Sir's interpretation of Shraddha.
Which is why, you know, since we were discussing that, the emotions feel so real and, and they connect so easily onto the viewers who are watching the film. Ye batayein that how was it working with Vikrant? Oh my God.
You know, a lot of people ask me that, were you intimidated? Because Vikrant is such a phenomenal actor, right? It's been incredible working with him. You know, when you work alongside an actor of his caliber, the scene transcends, you know. It's like so much, Vikrant and I have spoken about this, that, you know, when you're working with an actor who's just as good or like really good, you know that when you're emoting something, they're going to throw something great back at you. And that's how magic happens. So in so many scenes, especially the climax scene, that's why I think people love that scene so much, you know, because it's so real and it's just two people really feeling it and two actors doing a good job. So it's been incredible working with him. So much. I think
what has also worked in the film is that there are so many times that the emotions and the expressions speak more than dialogues. क्या ये आपके लिए challenging था, क्योंकि कई बार सिर्फ आँखों से ही बातें हो रही थी, and music played such an important role on it. So was this challenging for you during the shoots?
Yes, of course. It's always that much more difficult when you have lesser dialogues, because you have to emote through your eyes and your expressions. So Shraddha's character, as you see in the film, she's very internal. She's not gonna scream at you. She's not gonna throw a tantrum. She's not very loud with her expressions or her emotions. She's very internal, and that's always more difficult to perform as an actor.
But she doesn't want anyone to come to her house.
Come to her, yes. Please, not without informing me. Of course, you can't.
ऐसे नहीं आ सकते, बस 50
What
steps.
will Papa say? What are you saying? Of course not. But so it was. Yes, it was difficult. But I always knew it was an emotionally challenging role from the very beginning. Also, to be playing a person who's it's a real life person, and you have to do justice to that person. It was challenging in all ways. But I'm just so happy how it came out, and people are loving the characters. I'm just very grateful.
Also, you know, there are so many people giving out their versions of what they feel a particular scene was. Jैसे when we speak about the music, I want to quote this Instagram page, Humans of Cinema, जिन्होंने एक बहुत खूबसूरत अंदाज में music डाइसेक्ट किया है
Dissect किया,
कि जैसे मनोज जब दिखते हैं ऑन स्क्रीन तो उनके लिए हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक प्ले किया जा रहा है, there's sitar that's being played, and for you a piano that is
Yeah,
also
like a more modern instrument,
depicting
yes.
modern instrument. Was that also the thought while the movie was being made? Were you aware of it?
No, I was not aware of it. These are just some genius tricks of Vidhu sir's
Yeah.
that we are not aware of. He is. Even I got to know it through that page, and then I messaged sir, you're a genius. So many things. I mean, a director does so much of his homework that nobody else is aware of. It's only later than how people are dissecting. So many things we are also getting to know as and when other people are dissecting
Yeah.
small things.
I think I want to add one more beautiful again dissection only. ये आखिरी का जो scene है, I'm sure everyone's watched it. So we're going to just go into the scene where Vikrant is feeling like उनके जूते जो है वो बहुत tight लग रहे हैं. आप उनके बगल में बैठी हैं, but he's not able to breathe.
Yeah.
And just before his interview, he's just looking at his shoes and. There was a very nice article written saying that it's also depicting that how he thinks about you, that he's feeling that what if he doesn't pass through this interview, and that depicts his shoe. What are your thoughts about it? What was going on through your mind during that scene that became such a viral bit? Everyone's talking about that last scene.
Yeah, that जूते टाइट हैं खुल जाएंगे.
हाँ.
It was a very important message that I think it's part of the film, which is metaphorical in the sense that ठीक है, you're going through a difficult time, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm here with you. And that's the whole scene where he's just stressed out. He's giving this interview and he's stressed out, and then he comes out and he reads the letter, and suddenly all this weight is off his chest. And he's like, मैं बनूँ IPS या ना बनूँ, ये है मेरे साथ. And then that emotion, and then he's loosening up his tie,
Yeah.
he's eased out his shoes. So I'm really happy people are noticing these such subtle things that sir has added.
But we noticed one more thing, that letter was written by you. Tell us about it.
People don't know this, but so basically what happened that I was very certain and very vocal about the fact that I want to write that letter. But I had already wrapped when the interview scene was supposed to happen. So just one day before the interview scene was supposed to be shot, I messaged the art team saying, hey, I told you I want to write the letter. What happened? Tomorrow is the shoot. They said, no, we handled it. Somebody from the art team has written it. And I was very upset. I was like, Arey, you're not understanding. Like, I truly feel that because, see, I'm the kind of an actor. For me, it was like, the letter has to be in my handwriting because that's just authentic emotion. Like, how can somebody else write my love letter for Manoj? Nobody else can do what I can do with that. It's just a feeling, how just I approach my characters. And then I message somebody from the team that please make this happen. I want it to be in my handwriting. Please understand, that's just authentic. And then very kindly that person was like, yeah, you are absolutely right. And they sent somebody home. And then I wrote like 20 drafts of that letter, so that if in case there is some handwriting problem or some issue that sir is not okay with, he can choose from the 20 samples that I wrote. And then one of those was chosen, and then it's in the film. For some reason, it was very important for me that it's in my handwriting. It's my love letter, it has to be in my handwriting.
वो कहते हैं ना कि that पूरी टीम एकजुट होती है तब जाकर एक फिल्म जो है उसका सक्सेस होता है. एंड आई थिंक ये छोटी छोटी चीजें ही एक फिल्म को आगे बढ़ाती हैं.
The fact that the other person, it's the associate director Jaskuar that I spoke to about this, he understood the importance of what I was saying. That again itself says a lot.
Yeah.
That he understood where I'm coming from and why it matters to me so much.
See, I'm really enjoying this conversation because I have watched the film. All of us have watched it, so I love that we're dissecting every scene possible. I want to know, how was it shooting with the crowd? Were there real students who were? I'm sure that the professor I know was actually a real
Vikas
professor, Vikas sir.
Yeah.
कुछ बताया उनके बारे में. How was it sitting for his class? कितने खूबसूरत अंदाज में he was teaching.
This is such a good question because I must tell you, firstly, everybody knows Vikas sir is a star. Like, while we were making the film, we knew he's the biggest star in the film. But when that scene happened, where he starts to teach, Vidhu sir for the longest time didn't say cut. Like, it was supposed to be like 15 second or how many ever second scene, but Vidhu sir didn't say cut. And poor Vikas sir kept on teaching. And all of us were raptured because he's just so good.
Right.
I still remember some Naxalwadi and कुछ तो इसके ऊपर वो बता रहे थे, because I mean, there's a reason why he's such a brilliant teacher, because we're not even UPSC students, but we were just listening to him like, wow. So it was a great experience working with him and just getting to speak to him on a personal level.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And were the students actually students?
Yeah, they were all real students. So Vidhu sir made it a point that every single student that you see in the film, whether it's in the classroom or the result scene, wherever, they're all UPSC aspirants from Mukherjee Nagar. Every single one. And they've done such a tremendous job. I mean, I think me and Vikrant had to like up our game because they were just so good. So, and yeah, I think in the climax scene, it was a bit tricky to, because you know, it's that much more difficult to perform when there are many people around you as compared to when you're performing in a room where there are not a lot of people apart from your team. But they've been so supportive and so professional. It's been lovely working with them.
तो श्रद्धा जी से आपकी बातें हुई, यूपीएससी के क्लासेस आपने अटेंड किए. व्हाट इज द नॉलेज दैट यू फेल्ट, 3 things that you learned in this entire course
of UPSC?
Yes.
It's very tough. You guys have all my respect for doing what you're doing, because you know it's not like you give this exam and then you're done.
Right.
हार गए या जीत गए नहीं. It's like a whole journey. Pre दो, mains दो, interview दो. So I mean, hats off to these people for, you know, I mean, being so patient with the whole journey. And yeah, apart from that, just, I mean, I would just say I have massive respect for all.
Given a
these people.
choice after the film, would you like to at least try once?
What are you saying? I wish. No, but no, I can't. You know, but I was a studious kid in school and college. So
12th में कितने मिले थे आपको, बताइए जरा.
89.
That's it guys, thank you so much. Interview is over. खत्म हो गया इंटरव्यू, खत्म हो गया. ऐसे लोगों से इतनी नेगेटिविटी नहीं चाहिए हमें. ये 89 वाले कौन होते हैं यार? एंड आई एम श्योर आप फिर भी अपसेट होगी ना.
Yeah, I was very upset.
8% और 90
नहीं टच हुआ. Sorry पापा, sorry मम्मी, all of that happened. Yes.
यही होते हैं. आप जैसे स्टूडेंट्स की वजह से ना हमारे मम्मी पापा हमें चिल्लाते हैं. आप कभी सोचिए हम पर कितना
शर्मा जी की
प्रेशर.
बेटी के इतने आए.
यू आर नहीं, और स्माइल भी देखो, मतलब बोलिए आगे बोलिए, अब क्या ही है.
नहीं, बट यूपीएससी तो मैंने इतनी मेहनत तो शायद नहीं, ये इतनी मेहनत मैंने एक्टिंग में कर ली. बट वो बहुत मुश्किल है.
सिंस आपने कहा कि यू नो बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, और इस फिल्म के दौरान हमें पता चलता है कि किस तरीके से अब एक कदम आगे जाए तो फिर 2 कदम पीछे हटना पड़ता है, हो जाते हैं. एंड वी लव द फैक्ट दैट देयर वाज वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट वाज टॉट, व्हिच इज रीस्टार्ट.
Yes.
As an actor,
Yeah.
Medha, I'm sure that this is something that you must be going through, and you have been going through. A lot of actors go through. Failures and rejections are just part of the journey. How do you process all of this?
I was very prepared, because when you come from the outside and you don't know anybody in Bombay, let alone the film industry, you have to, you know, keep your feet on the ground and know what's going to happen. So I was expecting rejection. I was not delusional like that at all, that I'll come and suddenly some big production house will cast me. I knew that was not going to happen. So I was ready. It's difficult because self-doubt creeps in every single day with every rejection that you face. But you have to be strong. I think you should never take rejections personally, because they're never personal. It's not because you don't look nice or you don't act nice or whatever. You're just not fit for the part, right? And I truly feel that in my journey, being in Bombay for 5 to 6 years now, I believe that self-belief and perseverance are your only 2 best friends. These are the only 2 things that have helped me sustain for this long. Because I don't think anybody truly believes in you until you make it. Nobody really does. You're very lucky even if your parents feel that, you know, this massive dream that you have of becoming a big actor, superstar, is going to come true, because technically it's impractical, you know. So you have to give all of that belief to yourself every single day, and then perseverance, because I feel as an actor, nothing is in your hands. The controllable, so to say, it's just that 10-minute of audition time that you get. Apart from that, there is nothing that is in your hand. Whether you make it 3rd round of audition, 4th round of audition, maybe the director rejects you in the end, nothing is in your hand. It's just the audition time that you have. So believe in yourself and be patient. If it's meant for you, it will come to you. And don't take rejections personally because they're not personal.
Also, it's in today's day and age, the algorithm जिससे क्या hit हो जाए, क्या suddenly, like, I mean, we have seen you in a lot of other projects.
Yeah.
Shadistan was one. There's been a British show that you have done. But were there times where you felt that this is when I need to tell myself कि अगर यहाँ तक नहीं पहुँचे, इस साल तक नहीं पहुँचे, then I will have to figure out an alternative? Or are you still at it, or were there times where there were doubts?
So I'll tell you. So I come from a normal middle class family, very academically inclined. So when I told my father I wanted to be an actor, it was a big shock to him because he's like, "Have you lost your mind? What is wrong with you?"
89% कौन लाता
Yeah,
है?
because also unfortunately I was good in studies. So he's like, his first reaction was, "But beta, acting तो वो बच्चे करते हैं जो पढ़ाई में कमजोर होते हैं." Like, I'm sorry to say that, but that's what like a normal middle class father thinks, like, right? And I was like, "Papa, that's not true. They're all very intelligent people." Because I had done my masters already. I told my dad, give me 2 years. If nothing happens, then I'll take up a job. Okay? 2 years happened, nothing really happened. Then Papa was like, now when are you going back? You said 2 years. And Papa, 2 more years. So this 2 more every time I said. But internally, I knew it that I will die in Bombay unless I make it. There was no way I had given myself an alternative. There was no plan B, even though I could have gotten a job, but I knew fully well that I would have been miserable at it. You know, as a person, like mental health would have gone for a toss because when I came to Bombay to become an actor, I fully realized that this is what my calling is. On a very deeper spiritual level, this is what I'm meant to do in life. And I can't do anything else. So I kept telling my dad, Papa, 2 more years. But internally, I just knew I will die in Bombay unless I make it as an actor. I will keep trying. But having said that, I would say that 2020 was a very difficult year for me because nothing was happening.
Yeah.
The world was falling apart. Especially for actors, I would say you're broke.
Yeah.
Especially for an actor who's not been noticed yet. You're still a newcomer. It was very scary. And in 2020...
Did you also go through financial trouble
Of
that
course.
time?
I mean, I was not earning too much. I was fully dependent on my father. Like, if I wasn't living with my father in Bombay, I don't know how I would have survived.
Right.
I was absolutely broke in Bombay. In fact, when they started to call for self-tests, I had to invest in lights. You know, you had to invest in lights and
Correct.
stand. And I was like, oh God, what is this extra expenditure? You know, so I was very chindi like that at that time because I really didn't have money. And I, you know, as middle class kids, after a certain age, you don't like asking your parents for money. It just feels bad.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how much your parents are like, no, you take anything, how my father is, but you feel bad, right? So I was fully broke. And back to back for 3 big projects, I reached a certain level and then I got rejected.
Oh.
Like, it was a call between me and the other girl for 3 projects back to back. That really broke me. Because so in that moment, I remember I was crying. I was weeping in my room and I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, I don't know, I mean, what's going on? And then I just let myself cry like for 2 minutes and then I was like, okay, that's enough. Okay, chalo, get back up and start working again. Restart, absolutely. Yeah. No playing the victim. It's okay. It's okay. You'll do it. You have to be strong and you have to keep at it. Yeah. So I gave myself 2 minutes to cry and then I was back at it.
Now I'm suddenly starting to realize that why this film is getting even much more closer to all of us because we all go through this journey.
Everyone goes
Prelims
through it.
clear हो जाते हैं, mains नहीं, फिर वापस शुरू करिए and I love this. I love the journey because it's so important to also look back and smile at all these days that, you know, we went through. Amazing, Medha. Do you have a favorite scene from the film apart from the ones that we just discussed?
I have many favorite scenes, but I would say my 2 favorite scenes will be the scene where I'm singing because that was just a very wholesome, beautiful day for me. It was just a beautiful scene, like a happy scene. Everyone's chilling, playing games and everything. And I also, because I got $100 from Sir that day, whereas the standard was 20, because he was so happy with my performance. He was like, $100 to Medha. So I was so happy. So it's one of my most cherished memories from set. That particular day. And of course, the result scene. Just shooting that scene, it was, we were all overwhelmed after the scene. We were all sitting away from each other and crying, sobbing, like literally after it was cut. Because I think everyone related to that moment. Because if you see the actors, we're all normal people coming from normal backgrounds. So I think everyone related to that moment of finally there's triumph,
Yeah.
you know. So I think everyone was sobbing a little bit after that scene.
And now that the film is out and people have processed it, it's now also on OTT. So many people who couldn't get to watch it in the theaters have watched it so
Yeah.
close to them,
Yeah.
sitting in their living room. What is the kind of response you're getting from people? How is the fan following? By the way, do you also know that you have also been tagged as the national crush? I'm sure you know it. कैसा लग रहा है? बताइए, एकदम humbly बताइए कैसा लग रहा है?
After the OTT release, things have just gone through the roof. Absolutely. I mean, of course, we got a lot of appreciation for the film and everybody's performance when it was released in theaters. But after the OTT release, because of the massive viewership that it gets, social media, it just blew up. Like, my social media blew up, and there were edits from the film, all these the love moments between Shraddha and Moj everywhere. Even till today, like, I mean, how many stories people tag me in, and I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm just so grateful. And the national crush, I mean, I see all that, and it really makes me very, very happy that they're loving me and the film so much. And the character Shraddha, they keep tagging me in things like, Shraddha is not a green flag, she's a green forest. Ek Shraddha mujhe bhi chahiye and all that. But I'm really happy, and I'm so grateful to all these people who are giving me so much love.
So 2023 gave us two national crushes. Tripti Dilli and Medha, and in fact I interviewed both of y'all and both were wearing white.
Oh,
Guys,
how lovely.
national crush बनना है सफेद पहनो.
White पहनो.
सादगी की मूरत. All right. What does 2024 look like? What's the kind of projects that you're getting now? Have you seen a shift in the kind of people approaching you and projects that you're getting?
Yes. People now have immense faith in me as an actor. Really big reputed directors have said really nice things about me. They're very happy with the way I've worked and the way I've performed, and they're giving me a lot of love and kindness. So I'm hoping I get an opportunity to work with the kind of directors that I've always dreamed of working with, and do films and do parts that resonate with me as a human being. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people also know that the song that is in the film, बहुत ही raw लेकिन खूबसूरत अंदाज में आपने उसे गाया, because you're also Hindustani classically trained.
Yeah.
So we'd love for you to please sing 2 lines of Bolo Na.
ये पतंगे अंबर से कहती है, क्या सुन लो ये हवाएं कहती, क्या बादल से हाँ सुन लो देना देऊं. Thank you.
Oh my God. The magic of Shantanu Motra, Swanand Kirkire ji for the lyrics, and
Yes.
Medha. That's beautiful, beautiful.
Hi, I'm Medha Shankr, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.